On this week's episode of The Chair, we bring you an exclusive interview with the CEO of the prestigious Coconut Grove Regency Hotel here in Accra, Mr. Ralph Ayitey. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Coconut Grove Regency Hotel, an unforgettable experience worth repeating.
Dear Dad, you've always been there for me, ready to defend and protect us when the need arises. You've been the bedrock of this family. Since you introduced me to Bedrock Insurance, I have never had to worry. So now when I'm faced with challenges, I laugh because I know with Bedrock Insurance, I'll be fine.
Bedrock Insurance. Visit us on www.bedrockinsurancegh.com or call us on 0302 962 350 or 0501 627 648.
Bedrock Insurance, your true protector.
Thank you for staying with us. This week, we are coming to you from the plush gardens of the Coconut Grove Regency Hotel here in Accra, and in the CEO's chair is Mr. Ralph Ayitey. I believe you're going to have an exciting conversation with Mr. Ayitey on how he got into the hotel business, what it takes to manage a prestigious hotel like the Coconut Grove Regency Hotel, and what have been some of the challenges and what has he done to overcome those challenges. I've also been delving into his personal side a little to get to know who he is the force behind the management of this hotel here in Accra. Mr. Ayitey, thank you for having us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to have you here.
So this place is very beautiful. I've been here more than once, but every time I come here, it hits me again how this place is so green, especially in the middle of the city.
Yeah, as our board chairperson says, Mrs. Yvonne Nduom, we are the oasis in the hustle and bustle of Accra. And we insist that as much as is possible, we ensure that our guests feel very much at home, or probably even feel better at home with all the services that we give them, right from picking them from wherever or through the reception, right down to their rooms. So as a policy, we ensure that we keep the garden very green, irrespective of the season. These carvings, we don't take them for granted. We make sure that they are well kept. You can see our orchid garden down there, prestigious orchid that we also ensure. All is meant to give our guests a sense of they being very satisfied with the product, Coconut Grove Regency Hotel in Accra. We also appreciate that it helps to green your area. It helps to keep an environment that is clean, nice, and tidy. Not necessarily to just please our guests, but it just should be an everyday character of us. And we try as much as possible to translate the said Ghanaian proverbial hospitality to all areas, not just limiting it to the niceties and the smiles, but translating it into a serious and business-like approach to doing things. And of course, we know the attendant positive results that come with that. Yeah.
We'll be talking about some of the results very soon. But how old is the Regency?
The Regency started operations in 1999 in May. But of course, it comes on the back of the Coconut Grove Beach Resort that started in 1994. That's in Elmina now, being run by Mr. Victor Pokuminta. So that has been around since 1994.
How long have you been with the Coconut Grove Regency Hotel?
Well, I've had a rare opportunity, and I must emphasize the rare opportunity of working with Coconut Grove Hotels a few decades, and specifically since 1999. Wow. In January. Dr. and Mrs. Nduom offered me an opportunity to work starting from Coconut Grove Beach Resort in Elmina. I started as the sales and customer service manager there. And then when the Regency started, we had to move traffic. We had a triangular plan where we would move guests from Accra to Elmina to Obuasi, connecting, using Obuasi as the connecting point for those who would stay in Kumasi. That's Coconut Grove Miners Lodge in Obuasi. So then I was given the opportunity to take up more responsibility of doing the sales coordination. Yeah, so that's where I started from. And in 2007, 2008, I had the opportunity to be the general manager for the Regency.
That is quite a journey. You mentioned sales and marketing, and I'm thinking, what's his background? I know for a fact that you're a Santa Clausian, so you went to Adisadel. But afterwards, as I being a zebra boy, I don't know what else you learned and what you studied that has brought you this far. So let's take a walk down the memory lane and let's see. What did you study, even in Adisadel?
Oh, you've asked me a very serious question that I planned talking about when I'm writing my memoirs, maybe in 50 years. Yes, but I think it's fair to share. You know, in Adisadel College, which of course is one of the best schools in the world, as our motto says, either the first or with the first. I did my Form 1 to 6th form there. And then after I progressed to the Chartered Institute of Marketing, CIM, a UK program. But at Adisadel, one thing that made an impact on me, with the benefit of hindsight, aside our formal studies, was my joining the Cadet Corps. Okay, young as I was, you know, I did that from Form 1 to Form 5. It's left an indelible mark on my mind, on my heart, on the way you approach things. You know, would do a parade or conduct a parade just once in a week. But if I look back, you know, the sense of seriousness that our commanders went about their work, unleashed on us, has left me with something quite, you know, indelible at Adisadel College. And I think forever it lives with me. Yeah, but it was a glorious time. I did my primary school in University Primary. So I transitioned from there to Adisadel, and then did marketing. So whilst the period between sixth form, after sixth form, and then pursuing my marketing career, I studied tourism and travel agency management with Cambridge Tutorial College. Yeah, so I did that as well. So that's what helped me to comfortably transition into the hospitality industry. But I'm the last of my parents' children. Um, the closest is my sister, who's about 7, 8 years or more older than me. So I spent a lot of time with my parents, and that meant I had to do a lot of chores. And my late dad was larger than life. He loved everything good, and I'm talking of good food, good drinks. So he had a lot of people coming through our house, and he had a strong friendship with his mates. So there was almost always something related to food and drinks in the house, at least once or twice a week. So me being the little one around, you had to learn how to lay the table, glasses, make sure there are drinks, how to serve people. So, I sit down and I think and I think that's where, it kind of started from, to ensure that people are very well taken care of, food is on time. Yeah, so just to give people a good experience. And I think, a combination of all those factors, helped me to come to Coconut Grove. Prior to that, I'd had the opportunity with Mr. Annan, he's late, and Mrs. Eyigezi. They offered me my first job at Buso Beach Resort. So I did that from September 1997, and then I joined Coconut Grove in January 1999. So, yeah.
So your housekeeping ethics, if I'm permitted, I should say, you got it from home. You learned all of that.
Yeah.
And you mentioned your dad, sir. Interestingly, I had the pleasure of hearing about your father recently at Adisadel's speech and prize giving day. So what happened was, at the speech and prize giving day, the head was acknowledging some of the masters who were present. And behind me, some old men were asking, where is Agbenyo? Where is Agbenyo? Did I get it right?
That's his nickname, Agbenyo the cat. He had these round spectacles. So the students called him Agbanyo the cat, because I'm sure the spectacle made him look like a cat. Students.
All right, so I was curious, and then I had the pleasure of meeting some of your mates, and they mentioned one of your bosses is our mate, and I asked which one. They said Ralph. I said yes, he's my boss. And then I asked the Agbenyo relation, and then they told me. I was like, oh, okay. So I've gotten a bit of this history, but I also mentioned your dad because he was an academician or an academic, but you didn't pick after him.
No, I didn't pick after him. I didn't, and I think none of us did. Maybe our elder sister, she intends to come back to Legon to lecture, but none of us did. None of us did. He was a really tough guy. Yeah, very. He was really tough, very, very tough to deal with. He always wants the best, especially for the students. And I'm sure that's why he's left memories at Adisadel College. Yeah.
All right. So now let's move on. When you started with Coconut Beach, Elmina, the beach resort, you started as a marketing person. I've tried doing sales and marketing, and it's not easy. How was it, even at that time, trying to sell the hotel to local and foreign tourists at the same time?
We started on, and I'll say the team started on a very solid foundation. And like you rightly acknowledged, I didn't do hotel training during my studies, but Dr. and Mrs. Nduom always offer everybody and anybody the opportunity to excel. So they make so-called big things appear, quite simplified. I recollect very much the first that I got there on a Sunday. The next day was a huge conference that the beach resort was hosting for Agric Development Bank. They had their management retreat. And, you are just thrown into the deep side to make sure everything goes on well. Of course, with the necessary tooling to do the right thing. What I'm trying to explain is that they've given us all the opportunity to excel. So you have the book knowledge, you have, the work knowledge and everything. And, they fuse it all together and put it in the most practical, simple, reliable, time-tested, way that, you can easily stroll in and make sure that, you won't embarrass yourself. You will always excel. So simple things like if you meet a guest, say good morning, find out, did they have a good sleep? Is there any way you can help them? All these things that maybe somebody will shy away from, okay? And we're talking about we being, courageous and helpful, both to Ghanaians and not Ghanaians. They build you up in that with that confidence. Don't be afraid. That person could be a CEO, no matter how big, how small they are. You don't discriminate. Just dress well. Make sure you're well groomed. You take care of yourself. And, just go present yourself. Introduce yourself. Feel free. Okay. So this gave us the opportunity to just name them. I don't see, I'll recollect any CEO, especially when I started, that, I didn't interact with. Just name them, Mr. Sam Jonah or Mr. Ishmael Yamson, the former Guinness boss, Devlin Hainsworth, just name them. So they threw us, or they encouraged us out there to go talk to people, to interact with people. If you don't talk to them, how will you know their reason for coming there, whether you are meeting those needs or you are not meeting those needs? So the customer service aspect, I can say, is something that has been inculcated in us. And of course, we intend encourage the staff that work with us to also, take up that of being friendly, being nice, being especially helpful to the guests. These are people who can afford any entity. So if they've chosen to come to Coconut Grove, then of course we implement everything that will make their stay happy. Talk to them. Some, they want their local foods, we'll provide their local foods, wake up time, pick up time, everything. So you develop a good working relationship with them. They can trust you as a staff and you can trust them. I recollect one time I paid a sales visit to Accra, and I met Mrs. Baita. She's the head of Expert Travel now. And then, so when I went into the office, she knew I was coming. She said, are you this Ralph I've been talking to? I mean, she expected somebody maybe bigger, taller, older, especially. But here I was, probably then 23, 24. But because of the training we had from Dr. and Mrs. Nduom, we had the confidence to deal with anybody and to ensure that they are happy. So that foundation, that guidance as we go along has really brought us this far, really.
That's a great foundation, but I'm very sure as you've risen through the ropes to this position at this moment, all through you also had your own set of ethics, or let me say a set of values that have also helped you to attain the position that you've attained now. What have been some of them?
Well, I'll say in life is the battle of the willing. One thing that caught my eye initially was an interview that Dr. Nduom, I think he granted GBC. And I recollect this phrase very well, that it's easier to make $1 million in Ghana than to make it abroad. So that caught my eye that, oh, this is somebody who really believes in Ghana. And we are talking about, the 90s. So when I got to know that, he owned the property, it encouraged me some more. For me, it's important that as a Ghanaian entity, as a Ghanaian company, and especially as a Ghanaian hotel, which is now a Ghanaian chain of hotels, whatever it takes to ensure with my contribution, that of my team, that of everybody else, that entity succeeds, that entity does not go down, that entity stands the test of time. Whatever quota I can contribute, when given the opportunity, I'll contribute. So for me, the element of Coconut Grove Hotels being owned by Ghanaians, and let me make this very clear that all our management staff are Ghanaians. I'm emphasizing on this because if you look around, the 3-star and above in Ghana are mainly run by expatriates. But the owners could have comfortably gone for any management company or any, foreigners or any non-Ghanaians, let me say. But, they chose to give us the opportunity to also express how best we can run a facility like this. And I must say, it's something that is telling, and it's something that we emphasize to our staff that, look, we have every opportunity, like any other entity, to excel, to make the Ghanaian brand distinguished. We have a solid foundation. We have a solid guidance that has brought us this far. And this Ghanaian product is one that, is worth emulating. And also to emphasize that Dr. and Mrs. Nduom encourage us to support others, okay, to do well, okay. So if we have to share knowledge with some entity that is now coming up, we share knowledge, because eventually we are talking about the hospitality and tourism industry in Ghana. And when people come, they don't want to see necessarily what they are used to, but they want to see the typical indigenous Ghanaian hospitality in all areas of their interaction, be it food, be it the people they deal with, be it the atmosphere, the environment, whatever is Ghanaian, that's where their topmost interest is. And really, that's what is encouraging us to move on.
One might think, listening to you talk, you've never had to jump or move over any hurdles. What have been some of the challenges that you personally you've encountered working with the Elmina Beach Resort and then coming here and then taking over the mantle?
Well, once again, Dr. and Mrs. Nduom have said that the best leaders are discovered in times of difficulty. So for us, difficult moments are an opportunity for us. I mean, for example, you could be there, power will just trip at a very uncomfortable hour. It may not necessarily be the national grid going off. It could be just a technical problem that you need to solve. Okay. What other example? You may have a bad rain, bad weather. Workers may not show up on time because nobody anticipated it. But all these things give us the opportunity, first and foremost, to interact with the guest. You need to talk to the guest and tell them as it is, that this is the difficulty you're facing and this is what we're going to do to remedy that situation. That's more respectful, because our guests are human beings. It's more respectful than dancing around and misrepresenting. So for us, we're guided by the fact that difficult leaders emerge. Good leaders emerge in difficult times. So if any difficulty comes up, we don't want to be cowed. We stand up tall. We know we are given and working towards the betterment of hospitality in Ghana, not just our business. So we are not cowed into submission. No.
Nobody expected a pandemic, but COVID-19 happened. How did Coconut Grove survive, and how were you able to come out of it?
Well, let me add to your word that you use, loyal. I'll add committed clients. And once again, I'll repeat that the best leaders emerge in difficult times. None of us anticipated how, limiting COVID would have been. But we as a team, first of all, liaised with the Accra Regional Hospital. I recollect that was in early January. But prior to that, in 2014, I think 2014 was a dress rehearsal for us, because 2014 then there was a total ban on international conferences and I think some related travel. So then, of course, with every program that happened here, which was localized, people had to wash their hands, but we hadn't progressed to, wearing face masks and, and all that. So when it happened, of course, we related to everybody. Everybody connected to this business. So we had the Ministry of Health coming in, immediately instituted a training program for all the staff, what to do, what not to do. Of course, in the month of March, there had to be a shutdown. So then shutdown, what do? People have to eat. So we went into providing good hot meals for our guests in their respective homes. Thankfully, the government did not limit the movement of motorbikes and courier services that were delivering food and drinks to people. So we did that, providing packs. Then we invented, in quotes, our popular family pack, which is the whole chicken with assorted rice that a family of 4 or 5 can comfortably enjoy. We didn't have an option, had to reduce our cost of operation. So some lights, some air conditioning, we had to cut them out. Some movement, we had to cut them out. And then with regards to our staff who were, running and maintaining the place, we provided transport for them to take them as far as they could, because we didn't want a situation where they would mingle so much and pick up infection during their transfers to and fro the house. So we did all that. We put in a testing system. And really, I can comfortably say that by God's grace, of course, with the guidance of our shareholders, we were able to hold our own. We didn't break even, but thankfully to God, we didn't go down. Obuasi thankfully had a contract with Anglo Gold. Almina also was operating, taking care of guests who would leave, the tension of the big cities just to be on the beach and enjoy some natural air. So I will say that all of us came together as a team. All of us ensured that we gave off our sufficient best to keep the facility running. Yeah.
And we've been having a very interesting conversation, but he's been mentioning the team. So I'm hoping I'll get a chance to speak to 1 or 2 people in the team to know what kind of manager Mr. Ralph Ayitey is. But before that, we'll take a quick commercial break. Do stay, we'll be right back.
Coconut Grove Regency Hotel, an unforgettable experience worth repeating.
Dear Dad, you've always been there for me, ready to defend and protect us when the need arises. You've been the bedrock of this family. Since you introduced me to Bedrock Insurance, I have never had to worry. So now when I'm faced with challenges, I laugh because I know with Bedrock Insurance, I'll be fine.
Bedrock Insurance. Visit us on www.bedrockinsurancegh.com or call us on 0302 962 350 or 0501 627 648.
Bedrock Insurance, your true protector.
My name is Kukua Sneed Michaels. Mr. Ralph Ayitey is still on the seat today. We mentioned earlier that we'll be speaking to some people who work with Mr. Ayitey to find out the kind of manager that he is. We are privileged to be with the Human Resource Manager, Ifua Taylor Ashi, and she's going to sum up what it looks like to work with Mr. Ayitey. Ifua, thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. Nice to have you in my office as well.
How long have you worked with Coconut Grove Regency Hotel, and how has it been like working especially with Mr. Ayitey?
Okay, so let me see. Me working with Coconut Grove, I started at the front office as a front office executive. I had a break. I traveled out to go study and further my education, and I came back as a sales executive. Okay, so when I was at the front office, I was working under Mr. Ayitey. I was here and his office was directly here. So I had most interactions with him. I remember when I firstly joined and I called him Uncle Ralph. He was like, we don't uncle here. So call me by my name. And that is how selfless he is. So yes, of course, we started with Ralph. But you know, as an organization and as you grow, you need to do a bit of branding and of course, reorganize your people that you have. So, of course, we transitioned to be more corporate and everything. Then, of course, we went to Mr. Ayitey. So when I came back, I should think 2013 as a sales executive, he was Mr. Ayitey. And I was working not directly to him, but then I had a manager and he was the second in command. I transitioned from the sales executive to the front office and admin manager. That was 2017, and I worked directly under him because I was reporting directly to him. I didn't have anybody in the middle reporting to him. Then from there, I had an added role to be the HR manager for Coconut Grove Regency Hotel. Working with Mr. Ayitey is quite exciting. I mean, it has its own dynamics. It depends on who you are. And of course, that would define your relationship that you have with him or how you want to have with him. But I'll sum up everything. Working with Mr. Ayitey is not an easy goal. It depends on you as an individual and what focus you have or where you want to go. If you're a lazy person, you find Mr. Ayitey to be somebody that you don't even want to see. If you're somebody who has your focus on and who knows what you really want, it is fun to have him around. Because first, I didn't understand the reason why everything he wants to know. But then I came to sit on this seat and I understood better. Yes, I need to know everything. Because in fancy, somebody will say, I don't want to be seen papinging. You understand? So, of course, he just make us practice this open policy in that all managers' offices are always open. You can walk to any manager's office and have a conversation with the manager. It helps to boost the morale of all the employees. And it also encourages effective communication because it isn't going to be, I have to report to this person, I have to report. If you feel there's something really wrong with you, you can just walk to his office. He interacts with everybody. He sits at the table with us. I mean, if you get him at his good side, we are all good to go. But if you don't do what is expected of you, don't expect Mr. Ayitey to smile with you. No. He's really disciplined. I mean, in all aspects, he's really disciplined. I mean, work is work. When it's time to have fun, we all have fun. You should catch us. We having staff games and everything. He practices with us. He plays with us. He does everything with us. But when it comes to the work, you need to work. So all in all, I would say Mr. Ayitey is an amazing person.
Thank you very much. That was Efua Taylor Ashi. She's a human resource manager here at the Coconut Grove Regency Hotel, and she has just glowing words about Mr. Ayitey. We'll go back to him to continue the interview. I'm sure he'll be wondering what Efua said about him, but Efua said she's just saying the truth. She's not coerced, and he's not an angel, but when it has to be done, it needs to be done. It has to be done. There's work and there's play. He talked about teamwork, and I'm sure that is what has been instilled in all of them, that Efua is exhuming at this moment. Let's go back to Mr. Ayitey and continue the interview.
Have you thought of the individual who suddenly couldn't work again because of permanent disability? Don't worry over that. Aston Life Legacy Policy is there to support you with your monthly income. Are you fed up with unexpected contribution towards funerals as a group member? Don't worry over that. Aston Life Group Policies will do that just for you. From sunrise to sunset, Aston Life stands by you. With claims paid promptly, all you have to do is to relax, smile, and think future. Aston Life. Think future.
Coming to you from the Plush Gardens. I keep saying plush because that's just the word that I can use to describe it. Gardens of the Coconut Grove Regency Hotel here in Accra. We're speaking to Mr. Ralph Ayitey, and then we spoke to one of the people that works with him, and we've heard her speak, but we are going to speak to Mr. Ayitey himself to find out what kind of manager he is. Mr. Ayitey, what kind of manager would you describe yourself as? Are you the backing one? Are you the tough love one? What kind of manager are you, sir?
Well, I'll say we've transitioned. We're taught not to work entirely hard, but to work smart. So initially, first 5-6 years, you find yourself working very hard, and if I can borrow your word, the backing one. I'm very good at that. But as you go along, as people get to understand the concept and to appreciate, you as a leader, you need to live. You need to live the concept, the vision, the mission of the hotel, and then you can easily get your staff to follow through. That doesn't mean you are the epitome of knowledge. No, you need to make it open enough for people to contribute their God-given talent and what they've also learned, what they've observed over time from within or from outside. So really, I'll call it a flat operation in that everybody appreciates and understands what their roles are, and they live up to their roles. And when you do that, it gives you the opportunity to even think much more. I mean, as the leader of the team, it's important that you know and appreciate more than your departmental heads, more than your staff. But that doesn't mean that they also don't have the opportunity to contribute. No. So at the end of the day, what we're looking at is to ensure that guests come here, and as our slogan goes, they experience memories worth repeating. That we can't compromise on. People come to spend their hard-earned currencies. They also put their entire life in your hands to take care of. And really, you can't do that by being sluggish, cozy. No. And very importantly also, we are guided by the Bible. Okay, we believe that when you have faith as a foundation, as Dr. and Mrs. Nduom always talk about, it's important that you build upon that. So for us as management staff, every Monday we rotate. One of us picks a Bible reading related to work, the leader reading, and all of us give our interpretation to that. If you look up there, this is a Bible verse that is the group Nduom one. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Okay, that's Jeremiah 29:11. Okay, so we are guided by that. And, if you read a Bible verse that says, God will make streams in the desert for you, God will protect you with his right hand. You can't read these every week and be depressed and not be encouraged. No. So we are always encouraged. We are always hopeful that no matter how difficult things may be, eventually we will come up as winners. So we never give up. Really, we never give up.
It's been 2 decades and some of hard work. I believe it's those years haven't always been about challenges and challenges. There have been a lot of success stories. But what would you say have been some of your greatest achievements?
As a hotel, I can comfortably say that as a 2-star hotel, Coconut Grove Regency Hotel, a lot of people don't know we're 2-star or we are rated as per the Ghana Tourism Authority rating a 2-star hotel. But we push very hard to offer more than 2-star service. And if you look at our clientele, it's a big attestation to that. We ensure that, like I mentioned earlier, our premises are very clean, nice, tidy, welcoming. We ensure that we serve very hot, authentic food, which is very important to us. The owners, for the last couple of decades, insist that we use locally grown food. So the rice we serve, the chicken we serve, the juices we serve, passion fruit, orange juice, pineapple juice, bisap, just name them. They are fruits from gardens and farms that can be verified. The chicken we serve, if God forbid, if there should be any difficulty, which we really haven't had, we can comfortably zoom into that farm and know what really went wrong. Okay, but it's not just about nice eating and all that, but it's about creating some economic empowerment for the producers. Okay, if we have all the hotels in Ghana serving locally grown chicken, if we have all the hotels in Ghana serving locally processed and produced juices, I mean, do you know what will happen to the local pineapple farmer? They will be very rich. They can put their children to better schools, okay? And even beverages. Our brown gold that we serve is locally processed in Kanda here, okay? So it's not just about we being in business to make money, but we also empower the other economic ancillaries that surround our business or that complement our business for it to be successful. So all said and done, as Coconut Grove, we believe in God, we believe in our faith. We ensure that whatever we do, we don't stitch up our clients, we don't deceive them. And then also for our staff, we make sure that they are happy. Okay, there was one Bible reading, I've forgotten the verse that we read about 3 weeks ago. And really, it was to my surprise. There's this word, busybodies, in the Bible. I never knew. Okay, there are people who pretend they are working, but they are really not working. What I'm trying to drive at is that we make sure everybody who is here is productive, not just to the company, but to themselves, to their families. They may not necessarily work here forever, but wherever they've been to, they will excel. And somebody may be tempted to ask, where did you train from? And then we know where they trained from, and we can trace their professional, background or genealogy. Yeah.
Do you give them some periodic training to get them tip top?
Yes, we do give periodic training, quarterly training, and very importantly also, we address issues as we work. Prior to any activity, prior to the day beginning, we ensure that the staff are well taken through whatever the exercise there is to be for the day to make sure the guest is happy. In doing that, then you reduce the stress. If you don't do that, if you don't tell the staff what is expected of them, then you go into what we say in our local parlance, buga buga. Okay, but if you soften the ground with giving them the right training, the right orientation, it makes things easier. It makes things move even faster and more successful.
I'm pretty sure all of the successes or the kind of excellent service that you provide is not just appreciated by your clientele. I'm sure the Regency has been awarded in recognition of some of the services. If I'm right, what are some of the awards?
Oh yeah. Well, let me start. We are quite. Let me start with the top. Mrs. Yvonne Nduom has been awarded the Entrepreneur of the Year before 2017. She's been awarded by the Ghana Tourism Authority as the Hospitality Investor of the Year. This hotel has won the award of being the best kept hotel, and I know you keep pounding on that. We've had our individual staff also being awarded. Also lately, Coconut Grove has had the opportunity to be voted as the National Treasurer of the Association of Ghana Industries. Prior to that, Mrs. Nduom was the sector chair for the tourism industry at AGI, which I took over after that. And so it's been an encouraging exercise. It's good to know that people appreciate what you do. It's good to know that our clients have been very, very committed to us and keep encouraging us to remain successfully in business. Considering that you don't have many Ghanaian hotels that are up there doing very well, I think it's quite encouraging. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure anybody listening to you, where you started from, how you've progressed to the stage, would be asking, how does he blend his personal life to his professional life? How are you able to do it?
Well, it's just been tough up there. I have two boys, two lovely boys. Yeah, I have two lovely boys, and they love to come here. They love to know and see what I do, what their dad does. I don't know if any of them would take after that, much as they enjoy the meals here.
That was basically my next question.
Yeah, so of course they are free to pursue a profession that they want to, that they know they will excel in. But the balance is there. You work with a team of people who are very, very helpful. The management team here, they are awesome. Ifwa, Maurice, John, Elizabeth. Yeah, just name them. Very, very helpful. And of course, the supervisory team, Emmanuel, Kingsley, Ango, Ango and Francis Obimpe. They've been with us for almost 20 years now. Yeah, so you have a team that blends quite well or very well. They understand what the expectation of the hotel and most importantly, the clients are. and we work very, very successfully. Yeah.
I was particularly interested because most of the time, being at the helm of affairs of a prestigious hotel like the Regency, one might wonder if you would even have time to spend with your family. But you talked about balance, so I guess that was sorted.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a fair balance for me. I one of the reasons I took up hospitality was because I love outdoors. Okay, I love outdoors. So going horseback riding or going to the beach and all that is something that I love, which of course is also part of the hospitality experience. So it all blends in very, very nicely, and it works out pretty well. Yeah.
Um, because my office used to be on your premises, you used to house as you were a landlord at some point. I got to know some of the staff at the time. I'm hoping they are still here. Some of them were they had hearing impairment. Was that a deliberate effort on the part of the hotel to have some people with some impairment or disability employed?
Yes, that was a conscious effort by Dr. and Mrs. Nduom. I recollect it started way back. We I'll call it an affirmative action to have a good number of our staff being persons with some difficulties. So even prior to 2008, because don't forget, let's do a little bit of politics. Dr. Nduom was the first presidential candidate to introduce his manifesto in Braille, okay? Because we also wanted, everybody to have a feel of that. So he introducing the Braille complemented what the hotel was doing to put it in practical terms. So currently we have about 8 of them with us, mainly hearing impaired, and it's given us the opportunity to learn the sign language. We don't have any problem communicating with them at all. Yeah, it's a joyous relationship. They are happy, we are happy, and it's great. Really, it's great, and anytime we want staff, we deal with their association, and they would either bring us people, or if they need extra support, we would always call them in to come give us extra support. Yeah.
That is quite great. We'll be leaving you very soon, sir.
Sure.
But before then, I would want you to speak to the youth of today. It is not easy starting a business or managing a business or being able to manage the business well to the point that you have been able to move on the journey of Coconut Grove Hotel from the beach resort right down here to the Regency. What advice or what pieces of advices do you think the youth of today need to know, especially when it comes to customer service? Because sometimes it is quite terrible to get excellent customer experience in Ghana. So in that regard, and also how to maintain a place like this, what would you say to the youth most important?
Well, a few years ago, hospitality was the 3rd highest foreign exchange earner for Ghana, after cocoa, and then remittances from Ghanaians abroad, and then was hospitality. And I don't know where it places even with gold now, but I know it was number 3. My reason for coming up with this is that there's a lot of potential for the hospitality industry in Ghana. But this industry needs a lot of help. Like I told you, I didn't train as a hotelier. Dr. and Mrs. Nduom chose to give me the opportunity, as well as so many other people. Okay. We need to have a hotel training school. Okay. A custom-made hotel training school that will train the youth to come up to that standard and, of course, offer refresher courses as well. We don't have a hospitality training school that is custom made to train exhaustively people in supervisory and managerial positions upwards. Okay, this creates a bit of vacuum in a potentially lucrative and helpful economy, if I may call it so. We need more foreign exchange coming in. We need people to build more hotels. We need the traffic of hospitality to move some more. It may not necessarily be the outside people from outside coming, which we want, but we also need people to travel locally. Okay, that I can comfortably at any time of day say I'm traveling from Accra to Kumasi or Accra to Cape Coast or Accra to Aflao. The roads need to be opened up. Okay, now if I have to go to Cape Coast tomorrow, Saturday, I need to calculate. I need to leave home wherever I am within the metropolis by 3:34. If I'm coming back, I probably need to leave by 12. If I'm in such a hurry, how do I relax to spend? Okay, so especially the 3 artery roads, Cape Coast, Accra, and here specifically I'm talking about from Kaswa, Buduburam, Gomuafete, all that. We need to have at least 4-laner here. And then later they can, converge somewhere, maybe even after Winneba. Same thing has to happen on the Accra Kumasi Road. You get to Enyinem, you have difficulties. You get to Konongo, you have difficulties. It can't be. Michelle Camp area. Okay, if I want to go to Akosombo, I should be able to go to Akosombo at any time and come back. I should be able to maybe go for a party at Akosombo at any time of day and come back safely at any time of day. My reason for answering your question this way is that if these things are fixed, we have a hotel training school, we have so many hotels coming up, then we can easily push the youth to be there. Now, you may see everywhere is almost always choked. So if a new facility comes, you find people, just running away from where they are for some little money more. Okay, so it's not as simplistic as just training people, but it all needs to come into concept that roads are opened up and it needs to be targeted for good reason. I mean, some 22, 23 years ago, if I'm right, President Clinton couldn't stay in Ghana because we didn't have that many rooms. Okay, but the private sector, with the right environment, took up the challenge. Okay, and people have built many, many, many hotels. So we've had President Bush coming, we've had President Obama coming. We need big, big events. So when Cannes 2007 was coming up, we're told 1 million visitors may come to Ghana. We didn't really get 1 million, but it offered people the opportunity to build facilities. Now, when all these are done, the youth will feel encouraged. They'll see that, there's some prospect in this hospitality industry that I will want to enter into, not something that I'll go into after 3-4 months or years, I move on to something else. Some people may choose that as a career path. Okay, let me do this for a while, save some money and move on. Some will also want to stay and do it. So for me, with the youth, it's something that we need to pay attention to. They can move. They can have the right conversation with prospective guests. Okay, they can do everything good that we want them to do, but there are some serious and important stuff that we need to get fixed as an industry.
Thank you very much, sir. Before we take leave of you, we've enjoyed the serenity. I mean, there's still the hustle and bustle of the city, but it's still soothing and relaxing. Apart from all the relaxation that one can get from your gardens, what are some of the other services or the most important services that one can get or you offer at Coconut Grove Regency
Thank
Hotel?
you very much for the opportunity. At Coconut Grove Regency, we have 9 conference halls of different sizes and capacity for our guests. And it's not just for conference or workshops. We also have our poolside. We have our courtyard that are suitable for social events as well. It could be weddings, it could be engagements, it could be baby showers, bachelorette nights, wedding anniversaries. Just name it. We offer all those um, indoors and outdoors. You know, lately it's not very easy inviting people to your home and cooking and all that. It's difficult. So by upping your budget vis-a-vis what you spend in the market, we could bring the party even to your home. Okay, and you know we do authentic food. That's our area. Don't bother yourself. Sometimes we need to leave our mothers to be pampered a bit. It's not easy, for example, fixing agbelika domestically. It's not easy to do a pepperensa, you know, domestically. Nkati cake, kube cake, you know, it's not that easy. So you should give us that hassle to take up for you. Sit in your living room or wherever you want us to serve you to bring the party over to you. After we'll clean up. You don't need to go look for your fork or your knife that is missing. No. So we do both in-house catering, off-premise catering, and no matter the size, we can comfortably take care of your clients. And even if you want us to be of service to you outside Accra, we can gladly take care of that for you. So, in essence, we provide a whole package. If it's transportation, we are connected with those service providers. We have a good relationship with the tour operators, Andela, Land Tours, Expert Travel, Sunseekers, you know, very good relationships with them. They have tour guides that can take you around and bring you back safely, show you the best of Ghana. So I'll say we can offer you a composite hospitality package that will be a memory worth repeating.
Thank you, sir. But if somebody is watching us and hasn't been here before, how can the person find the Regency?
Oh, the Coconut Grove Regency is comfortably located behind the Ghana Immigration HQ at Akwaje. We're just behind the Akwaje interchange. We are easily accessible from GBC. GBC will be on the other side. So if you're coming from Circle, as soon as you find GBC on your left, you start looking out for the next turning on your right. And of course, if you're coming from the 37 area, as soon as you go over you use the overpass, you can easily reach us. And of course, you can reach us on Google. So the physical location, number 5 Mozambique Link, right behind the Ghana Immigration Headquarters. And you'll find us there. We are here for you to offer you memories worth repeating.
Memories worth repeating. I have had delicious meals, tantalizing meals, if I should use that word, from Coconut Grove Regency. What I like, especially from here, is the chicken kebab. I absolutely love them.
And like I told you, it tastes like none other, really, because one, it's authentic chicken grown here in Ghana, and our chef knows how to do his thing. I can't say it, but it's charcoal grilled as well. Yeah, so we try to ensure that you have a taste that you won't get anywhere else.
Maybe I'll bribe him to give me his secret recipe. It's been an interesting conversation with Mr. Ayitey, and most importantly, he's dropped down some gold nuggets, some words of advice for all of us, whatever entities or agencies that need to come together to help push the hospitality agencies. You got yours, the youth, we got ours. Anybody who's interested in getting into the hospitality business, I'm sure you've learned a lot from his journey as a sales and marketing person with the beach resort Elmina, right up until this point that he is the man behind the Regency Coconut Grove Hotel. We thank him for his time. We thank the hotel for having us. And I'm hoping on your next vacation, the next holiday that you are looking for, a home away from home, you will pick the Coconut Grove Regency Hotel as that place. My name is Kukua Sneed Michaels. We'll see you again. Until then, bye-bye.